up winning the game. That's not our style, but we'll get ourselves back, ready to play, and that's where we're at.
I mean, you can find a smart aleck bus driver in Kansas City who made some snide comments when we got on the bus. Maybe that's why we drove around the stadiums, to tick him off. You know, this is ridiculous. Next question.
Nick,
I love it.
Will the Raiders regret this on Sunday?
Yeah, they will. And I'm so excited. Here's some fun facts. Do you know Patrick Mahomes' favorite team to play? The Raiders. Doesn't matter if they're Oakland, Vegas, Los Angeles, if they ever go back there, it's the Raiders. What team does he have the most touchdowns against? The Raiders. What team does he have the most wins against? It's the Raiders. Or second most wins, pardon me. What team does he have the most yards against, most rushing touchdowns? It's the Raiders. Beat him by 31 last year, beat him by 32 the year before Mahomes even took over. He's owned this, or no, Mahomes' first year beat him by 32. He's owned this team. And now the Chiefs, who all year long have been searching for what? Motivation. Because they're so much better than everybody, now have it. It's not only, Brandon, the team that beat them, but a team that evidently tried to, rub it in their face. You're going to take a loop around Arrowhead Stadium? Let me tell you, it's not to see the sights. Do you know what's outside of Arrowhead Stadium? A lonely Taco Bell and a Drury Inn. It's in the middle of Raytown, Missouri. It is not a great scenic area. The only reason you're taking that lap around Arrowhead is to rub it in the Chiefs' face. And now you're going to get 3.5 hours of punishment Sunday afternoon in that sparkling stadium in Las Vegas. I can't wait for it, Brandon.
Okay. Brandon, I've got so many questions because I've never been on the NFL bus, although I did like Jerome Bettis. Just, can you take me into this of, like, you leave the stadium and then you get on the bus and you're allowed to instruct the bus driver to take a loop, or is it like speed where the bus driver has to keep going no matter what? Can you just sort of take me into how this wonderful story may have happened?
Well, the team has total control over, the bus and all operations. So you can tell the bus driver to do whatever you want. Here's another cool fact right here. When you get on the bus, whether you are traveling, to your home stadium, or if you land in a new city and you're traveling to the hotel or their stadium, the bus drivers have on your hat. The team literally makes all bus drivers, all staff put on your team's gear because they don't want this interaction. This is problematic. Yeah. So to me, it's less about the Chiefs and more about Coach Gruden in this situation with the bus driver. This is funny. This is classic Jon Gruden. I can see him doing this. This was awesome. I would have done it too. If I get on the bus driver has on our New York Jets logo hat, and he's like, oh, you guys are going to get crushed. I mean, it could have been a big problem for me. But after the game, I'm definitely telling that bus driver to take a few laps. Absolutely. I get it. This is less about the Chiefs, Nick.
Don't have to raise your hand, Wiles.
No, just for the record, Brandon, I think you need a different example because I think that still does happen with even bus drivers who are Jets fans. When the Jets get on the bus drivers say, like, oh, instead of saying you guys are going to get crushed, say, we collectively, if you ever talk to our producer, Sam Pepper, he's like, well, we're going to get crushed. So, Nick, I'll throw it to you. Yeah. You guys did lose this game. I know you want to, puff your chest out and be like, the undefeated Chiefs, and then until you look at the record, you guys do have a loss here. Jon Gruden did figure you out and take a big loop. You're not worried at all?
No. Now, I will say this. Some concerning news yesterday. All of the Chiefs' tackles, the whole tackle room is on the COVID list. Not because any of them necessarily have it, but because of close contacts. If, for some reason, they're without all of their tackles, then I don't even know if I'd play Mahomes. I might just punt the game because you don't want your quarterback to get hurt when you're clearly going to win the Super Bowl. But assuming those guys come back the way Roethlisberger came back, he was on the COVID list until Saturday, got cleared. They could still be eligible. If the Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz and the backup tackle are all able to come off that list, the Chiefs are going to win this game by 25 points. Like, no. I'm not concerned. It was a good moment for the Raiders. I'm happy for them. They got a great, it was their crowning achievement of the entire Gruden era, Brandon, was that victory lap around Arrowhead, and it's going to carry them all the way to what might be a wild card annihilation.
What are we going to see?
Yeah.
So what are we
going
to see?
38-13.
Because they drove around the state. Because they drove around the state, and we're going to see Patrick Mahomes doing more no-look passes. Is he going to throw underhand throws because they drove around the stadium? Like, is that what we're going to see because Jon Gruden got into it with a bus driver? You think that's what's going to happen? No. The Oakland Raiders gave the entire NFL the blueprint on how to slow down your team.
How's that blueprint worked since then?
Goes back
How's
to
it worked since then?
Listen. They're balling. They're balling, but at the end of the day, they had to adjust.
Yeah.
They had to adjust. But they lost against the Oakland Raiders. So this is going to be must-see TV because they know how to beat the Chiefs, Nick.
Yeah. If it's must-see, Jenna, tune into the first half so you can actually see a game that's not a 30 ball. Because it's going to get ugly late.
Fun, adorable little rematch Sunday out in Vegas. Hey, why do you think Kevin Durant might not want this James Harden deal to the Nets to happen? We'll tell you next. First things first.